Let's start with President-elect Trump's phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. What do you make of Elon Musk being put on the phone line during this? What does this signal to you, to Ukraine, to even Russia?
Well, interesting is certainly comes to mind. Rather unusual. I think there's a lot of debate about, if there was some sort of nefarious meaning that could be brought from this, but actually it just appears almost coincidental that Elon Musk, who's been a big supporter of the President Trump and his election, just happened to be there, got on the line, and the truth is that Ukraine has become very dependent on the Starlink system. It's been an absolute critical means of communication that they have used. In fact, their troops that have gone up to Kursk into Russia, where they are barred from getting Starlink communications or access because of the way the system's set up to not be usable in Russia, have found ways to work around to try and get that because they found it so utilitarian. So I'm not surprised that President Zelenskyy would be very effusive in his praise and thankfulness to Elon Musk. And you got to remember, early on in the conflict, there was some discussion about shutting off Starlink to Ukrainian forces. There was a lot of discussion, and still is, on how it's being paid for. NATO members, Poland in particular, has paid for some. Space Force has paid for part of it. So he is grateful for that. And I think that's something that shouldn't be discounted in this discussion.
Okay, I appreciate that. Russia does say that it is now open to hearing proposals to end the war from Trump. Do you think Russia genuinely has an intention of ending the war, even as they're in the process of adding thousands of North Korean soldiers to their front lines?
Well, according to the Institute for the Study of War, which sounds very similar to what others are saying, Putin believes that it's real simple. You end the war by letting him achieve his aims, and he thinks that President Trump's going to let him do that. Now, there's a lot of indications that that won't be the case. There may be multiple proposals put forward, maybe freezing the lines in place, possibly. As Elon Musk had once talked about, they keep Crimea and then give the rest of it back. All these things have been out there, but Putin has been consistently kind of pushing back. He doesn't want to back down, and there's a lot of internal political reasons why he really can't back down. If he backs down from that, that could cause some second, third order effects politically within Russia for him, which could threaten his regime. So there are other dynamics in play which may curtail this being a quick solution, if you will.
Okay, I do appreciate that. With the time we have, I want to get your insight on the situation in Israel. Today marks the 400th day of war in Gaza. It comes as Qatari officials are stalling ceasefire negotiations. They say until both sides show willingness and seriousness to continue. President-elect Trump said that he wants to end this war by his inauguration on January 20th. Is this likely? How would he even go about accomplishing that?
It's dubious how they're going to end the war. There has been a lot of thought that maybe Netanyahu will do something that would be timed with the inauguration, that he might come to some sort of ceasefire agreement. That looks more aimed at Hezbollah than it does anything in Gaza.
Interesting. That's Colonel, why would he do that? Why would Netanyahu want to time a ceasefire with Trump's inauguration?
Well, Prime Minister Netanyahu has a very close relationship with President Trump, and it was widely believed that he was kind of quietly supporting Trump's election, very much in favor of it. And if you saw what he wrote to him right afterwards, it was pretty clear that he was very enthusiastic about President Trump coming in. President Trump, at least in his belief, is going to kind of pull back the constraints. He won't have the political pushback he's been getting from the Biden administration, which he would have anticipated from a Harris administration if one had been coming in. So he feels that he's kind of unleashed. He has a lot more freedom of action. So he's very enthusiastic about that. I'm not quite sure where that's all going to go, though. It might happen. The Biden administration, though, talked to the Qataris and said they're very frustrated with Hamas and the negotiations. Said get Hamas out of Qatar.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's going to happen very soon. They're going to be out of Qatar, and it's not quite clear where that political leadership's going to go.
Okay, Colonel Hal Kempfer, appreciate the insight as always. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.